Hey everybody, it's Cowboy Mike with the Cowboy Mike C-Log. I think this is C-Log number 14. Well, we had quite the experience over the last 3 weeks. We went to MGM National Harbor down in Maryland. We cashed in the senior event there. Came back to Rhode Island, went to Borgata the following week. We cashed in the 500K there. Came back again, back to Rhode Island, went to Encore, had a min cash there. We went from Encore, we went to Turning Stone for the second event, the number 2 event, and I think I talked about this on the last video. We had a wicked cooler with 76 players left at day 1D. 64 gonna bag for the day. We had ace queen of clubs on the button. The blinds were 8,000, 16,000. Middle position opens for 35,000. We flat from the button. The flop is queen, queen 10. And of course we lose our stack. He's got pocket 10s. And we're out of the tournament at 76 for a min cash of 831. Came back to home. Went to Mohegan a couple of Thursdays ago. Played the satellite for the 600. Did not get a seat. Got knocked out with my kings against queens on the river. A queen came. And then we drove up to Turning Stone. We won 2 out of 3 satellite seats. 2 for the main event, 1 for the 600 bounty. We got knocked out of the main event with pocket kings against pocket jacks. Flopped the set. On a jack 4-4 board, 2 diamonds. We shove, he calls. I said, "You have jacks?" He says, "Yes." I'm out of the tournament. Played the senior event to no avail. We did cash in a nightly there. We had 2 cashes, 3 cashes at Turning Stone. We had a total of 11 cashes in the last 3.5, 4 weeks out of about 22 tournaments. So we're about 50% right now, which is obviously unheard of, but that's the way we're running right now, which is extremely well. And we're playing well also, especially in the satellites, and that's my forte. I love the satellites, I love the structure, I love to be able to play a satellite, and I know how to play a satellite, so that helps me get seats where other people play it like a regular tournament and don't obviously squeak in with one big blind. Couple of announcements, a couple of acknowledgements. I want to acknowledge the Fox, the great one. He cashed in the main event. Suka, the bazooka, he finished 3rd for 103,000. Cindy Spear, 138,000 for. Suka finished 4th. Cindy Spear finished 3rd for 138,000. Suka finished 4th for 103,000. But Cindy Spear, 2nd time in the main event, up at Turning Stone. 2nd time, 3rd place in that event. Amazing. I mean, she's an overall good player. I played against her. A lot of respect to her for her play as well. Dave Stefanski won the Purple Chip Bounty, the $2,200 Purple Chip Bounty in the ring. Carlo Cinemeo won the senior event for $30,000 at Turning Stone. We had a barrage of Foxwoods players and Encore players and Mohegan players at Turning Stone. So many, too many to mention, that were in the second day and in the final 30 of the main event at Turning Stone. Ryan Mustafa, I just can't remember them all, but there's so many that went so deep in the main event. So many that played well and had cashes in the Turning Stone WSOP circuit. So now for a little bit of news about Mohegan Sun. The $600 event they had was overwhelming success. First place was over 80,000. We hope you do it every month, Mohegan Sun. That is the consensus of the players that want to see a big event, have the satellites for 2 weeks and have the event the following week. Run it, because nobody else is doing anything here. Foxwoods is having their qualifiers, but they have yet committed to a huge event like Mohegan Sun has done with a 2-day event. I don't know what you're afraid of, Foxwoods, but you better either get on the plane or it's going to crash and burn for you, because poker players, tournament players are definitely flocking to Mohegan Sun for the bigger events. So kudos to Mohegan Sun and Brendan and Rebecca for doing the right thing by the tournament players and even supplying a nice trophy for the winner. The only thing is, the criticism out there is that Mohegan Sun should have a blog, and this information should be available for your tournaments on Hendon Mob. Hendon Mob is where tournament. I know a lot of you say, okay, I see on the forums that Hendon Mob, big deal. Hendon Mob is important, and why it's important if you're a tournament player and you know this is because of the fact that when you're in a tournament like that Mohegan 600 up at Turning Stone and you make day 2, you want to know the people that are at your table. You want to be able to look them up and look at their stats and say, okay, this guy has 300,000 in cashes. This guy has 46,000 in cashes. This guy has no cashes. This lady has, 500,000 in cashes. And you know who to play against and who is the weak player based on the stats, based on their stats on Hendon Mob. Without these stats, you don't have a defense to play against those players, not knowing their history. So Hendon Mob is important. All the GFIs are important. All the indexes are very important for poker players to see how well they've done. Yes, of course, a lot of the caches don't show up on there. I mean, I've got about 40 or 50,000 in caches or more that are not showing up there. I got 21,000 for Mohegan from 2 years ago that I final table 21 times, over $21,000. I got another $77,000 that is not on there. I got 43,000 from online cash that's not on there. So, but what is on there is important, and it's crucial for other players to look at to say, okay, I'm playing against, for example, Dave Stefanski. Dave Stefanski has, okay, he's got X number of cashes, or James Campbell, who also cashed in the main event. I didn't recognize him either. Bobby Rizzuti cashed in the main event. So when you're playing up against these players, you want to look at their stats, and you look at Campbell's stats, and okay, I got to stay away from this guy. He's got millions, over $1 million in cashes. The great one, 700,000 in cashes. I'm going to stay away from these people. I want to play good poker, but I want to know who I'm playing against. So, anyway, a word about that. That's fine. So, moving on. Borgata has got a Spring Open coming up. April 28th, it starts. April 29th. The qualifiers start on the 27th and 28th, I believe. We're going down to play the qualifiers for the bigger events. And then they have also the Almighty, which is a $500 event. I'm not sure if there's a $10 add-on like last time, but it's a $500 buy-in, $1 million guarantee. They should crush it. The woman who's running that room is just phenomenal. So I think they will crush it. Also a shout out to Linda Swear, who cashed in the ladies event, went deep in the ladies event up at Turning Stone as well. And I think Jordan Fishman also made a couple of cashes up there as well. So if I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but these are the ones that I know of. I know there's a lot of other, Eddie Evans in the Monster Stack made day 2 also. So for all my friends and all our colleagues out there, our poker friends and poker associates, hats off to you. Hopefully that we'll all see each other at the table again soon. And I'm the one who's taking you out.